Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at hard mode Torque. This is a fairly difficult fight that I personally spec Marksman for. You can do Virulence, that would be just sticking on Torque the entire time and occasionally putting a suppressive fire on the turrets on the left and the right, but for the most part, with Virulence, you just be staying on Torque. I don't like doing that. You get more AoE and more burst damage from Marksman. You help out the raid a lot more with Marksman, better target swapping, just more damage in general. So if you're more familiar with Marksman, like a lot of snipers are, then this is going to be a really good fight for you. But I'm just going to be going over most of the DPS mechanics. For this fight, there's a lot of things you can do wrong, and there's also a lot of things you can do right. So I'm just going to be going up step by step, everything. Traditionally in Marksman, I usually do pop lace target, which you'll see right here. It's on cooldown. Pop lace target before the precast ambush. Always precast ambush. Don't bother precasting orbital. Orbital's worthless now. It's technically an increase in damage. Tanks tend to just jump in straight when you see the orbital, and then it's not precasting, or at least you won't be precasting ambush. She'll do more damage than orbital. So definitely just precast ambush and you'll be fine. They jump in, usually pop target acquired and adrenal, and then go straight into the double penetrating blasts. Once your double penetrating blasts are done, the first shoots lasers will spawn, and you'll see that right here. So shoots lasers spawns. A couple things about shoots lasers: he fires this cleave type thing. It only hits the first person that it actually that's in its target, and it will automatically target the repair droids that need to come out and repair the systems, the 4 systems. In hard mode, if 3 of them are taken out without being repaired, then it's a wipe. And I think they just changed story mode, but in hard mode, it's still the same. You can still one-shot the repair droids through anything. So watch your AoEs, especially suppressive fire. The way we do it is we basically hop them, left and right on the front 2 consoles. So you're only AoEing one side at a time, and it's the side that doesn't have a broken thing where a repair droid is actually going. But yeah, that shoots lasers comes out, and we just kill it right away. The quicker you kill it, the less healers have to deal with. They already have to deal with cleanses and getting the repair droids and everything, so don't worry about it. In our particular group, we do have the healers actually call for the repair droids and the tanks because the DPS have their hands full actually burning Torque. It's got a fairly short range timer. Fire device comes up, the quicker you kill it, the better. People can get knocked back into it and die. So definitely kill that as quickly as possible. And Marksman has the advantage of having really good target swapping. So if you see an ad out, swap to it and kill it as quickly as possible. Try to keep your corrosive dart up on Torque as often as possible. Here he's casting Wookiee Rage, which is that knockback. As long as you have the cooldown reduction for Entrench, it's going to be up every single time at the same point. So definitely pop that every time. I don't have my timers turned on, but for timers you'll actually see it on either Parsec. You can set them up, or Star Parse, which has them automatically put up on there. But yeah, just keep pew-pewing him with Entrench up. You don't have to worry about it, and then you have Entrench up during the thing. This shoots laser is the one that you have to kill quickly because a repair droid is going to come out. This is where you can technically kind of sort of scumbag DPS. It's not really scumbag DPS in the sense that these things need to die anyway, but at the same time the shoots lasers also needed to die really quickly. I just went straight into AoEing all the things, and it leads to an increase in damage for you. It's just a little bit harder on the raid because it increases the risk that the shoots lasers is going to kill the repair droid. But in a good group with plenty of DPS and people that are very raid aware, you don't have to worry about it. There's also a little thing you can do, tanks and melee DPS, they can actually stand in front of the shoots lasers and will absorb every shot that's supposed to go out on the repair droid. However, this is more healing that the healers have to do. So in any case, you're putting more responsibility on other players. So yeah, but yeah, you just AoE everything down, switch back to Torque when they're low enough that it doesn't really matter. You can see here the Fixie kind of like face towards it, make sure that he's done. The best way to maximize your DPS here is to switch and start AoEing as soon as he finishes the console. This isn't necessarily scumbag DPS, it's just you're getting to the AoE first, so you're getting more DPS than the rest of the raid group. Shoots laser comes up, I put a couple snipes into him and switch back to Torque. One thing, I'll rewind it a little bit for that. One thing that's really useful to know when the shoots lasers comes up. Actually, where is he? There he is. When the shoots lasers comes up, you can see I switch to it when he's at 70% health. I put one snipe into him, another snipe into him, and then I swap when he's at like 10% straight to Torque. There's no point in putting that last follow through in there when the animation's not even going to get to him in time. He's just going to die. He actually died with that snipe. So one thing to note with the shoots lasers and fire devices is when they're at like 10% or so, you don't want to cast anything. You can do an instant cast, but if they're low enough, you're just going to lose that global cooldown. So it's better. You're better off just switching. That's the beautiful thing about Marksman, is you can take advantage of that and maximize your DPS. Definitely swap smartly in this particular fight. You've got fire device over there, swap to it. Don't bother debuffing these things like corrosive darts or anything like that. You can see I swapped off of that at about 10%. We're gonna get laser or the turrets up pretty soon. Yep, there they are. Focus on that left side first, and now shoots lasers up. So should have switched to that, but I didn't because I wanted the AoE DPS. But the rest of the DPS in the group is just fine, so we managed to kill it in time. Torque's at about 50%, we're doing good on DPS, got a fire device on the right. Just making sure that your defenses are up pretty much on cooldowns, you don't have to worry about fire or knockbacks or stuns. Snipers are really good in this fight because Entrench has such a large uptime that you mitigate a lot of different things. See right here, you can actually see the fix you is actually bugged, which is a really annoying thing. I'm sure if you've spent any time in this fight in hard mode, you've seen that bug. Don't really know what causes it. There's a lot of theories about specific consoles being bugged, healers having certain amounts of aggro, but whatever it is, it's annoying. You just kill it and then summon another one as quickly as possible. So turrets are out, and then right here is some really good damage. This is what you want to see. When you have Torque on a console, the repair droid's over here, you never have to worry about it, and you have a shoots laser that just spawned. And if you got yellow here, he's blocking the shoots laser in case he targeted that thing, but he's already finished, but it doesn't really matter. But you've got 5 targets all hitting your suppressive fire. That's a lot of damage. You'll see my DPS spiked up to about 5k, and I think I finished at a little over 5k in this fight, so at this point you can actually see my energy, and it actually tanks a little bit, so I end up using a little bit more rifle shots than I should have, but it's an increase in DPS simply because I get so much AoE on this boss. Yeah, see right here, I shouldn't have done the suppressive fire, but I did, and it's fine. Just threw a few more rifle shots instead of like snipes, and it's still an increase in damage simply because suppressive fire is just so much damage. Suppressive fire is really useful. I think it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Definitely take that extra crit, not extra crit, just extra damage on suppressive fire. And that's one of the major reasons why I like Marksman for this fight, is because suppressive fire does more damage in Marksman than Virulence. But yeah, and that's pretty much it. At this point, it's just burn, burn, burn Torque. If you're at, if you have a little bit less DPS in the group than our particular group here, then it's a good idea when he's this low just to burn him, ignore all the ads. But we still end up killing shoots lasers and putting a little bit of AoE on the turrets anyway, because the enrage is so short. You want to just focus them down, focus Torque down, just kill him before that enrage. Enrage is pretty brutal. Everything does more damage than fire. Pretty much one-shots you. It's pretty awful. A raid group really can't survive longer than 30 seconds or so if you play it well into a burn phase. But yeah, and that's pretty much the fight right there. One thing I kind of want to add, if we go back to the beginning, I don't think it happened to me here, but the first stun will come out right about now. And the really awful thing about the first stun is that you want to break the first stun. Don't really rely on breaking it every time. Your healers really should be on top of that. But that first stun, you have, you know, all the class buffs and your adrenal going out on top of target acquired. So you really want to be up. You want to have 100% uptime during all those cooldowns. So that's really the only one that I break, and it didn't happen to me here, but sometimes it does. And when it does, you want to break it for that first one. You're probably not going to get it again for a while, and your healer should be quick enough to actually take it out. So and that's pretty much it for the fight.